Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I have a book review for the Tricksters Duet as well as Tortell A Spice Guide for you. So the Tricksters Duet, also known as the Daughter of the Lioness Duet, this is about Allianne of Pirate Swoop, who is Alana's daughter. So Tricksters Choice is the first book in this duet. Being the daughter of a hero is not easy, and Allianne just wants to find her place and she wants to be more like her dad, who is the spy master of Tortell, and her parents will not let her anywhere near that kind of work. And in this first book, she is captured by pirates and sold into slavery in a hostile neighboring kingdom to Tortell. So after Allie is sold into slavery, she basically makes a deal with a god. The deal that Allie makes is to protect the family that bought her and make sure they live through the summer. And lo and behold, Allie becomes the spy master in general for a rebellion that's taking place to try to get new people on the throne. So that's kind of the main theme for this first book. So Allie, our main character in this book, is very different from a lot of Tamora Pierce's other main characters, just because Allie is so like laid back and happy-go-lucky, and just she's like the perpetual happy morning person, and she's not driven like a lot of the other main characters in Tamora Pierce's works, although she still is a very hardworking individual. And I really do like Allie's personality. She's just so like happy and giggly, and you don't often see her being worried, and she's really tough, and she's like this awesome badass spy, but also very happy-go-lucky and feminine. And even though this book deals a lot with slavery and rebellion and an unstable kingdom, this book felt very light and happy, and it's just a really interesting feeling that I get from this book. It's just such an easy read, even though it does deal with a lot of really dark topics, and it feels like everything is explained really well, and Allie is just like a really great character to see the world through. Her worldview is so different from both Kel and Alana and Dane's views. It's very light and happy, but also with serious undertones, and I really loved the spying qualities that are in here. I mean, who doesn't want a spy thriller set in a high fantasy kingdom? I mean, this is, especially with a female main character as a spy, this is like really great. And I loved the other characters in this as well. They were just so well-rounded. Even though they're only background characters, you feel like you know them, and they're warm and inviting and deadly and all around really interesting. So Trickster's Choice got a 4.5 out of 5 stars for me. I really loved it, and I love these characters, and I love the character overlap with all of the other books, because you get to see just how far your other favorite characters have grown, but also through the eyes of a new character. As Alana is Allie's mom, that's a really interesting dynamic between them, and to see just how much Alana has changed since Alana's set of books. So book 2, Trickster's Queen, this continues basically as the family moves back into the capital after they were in exile. Allie and her friends are still plotting, and there's a lot of shit that goes down in this book. I mean, this book is heavy with political crap and the rebellion and basically taking down an entire corrupt regime. So basically Allie and crew set mayhem to the city. They cause as much panic and disarray as possible. So it's really interesting to see just how much things change between book 1 and 2. This book is definitely darker than the first one, but I like where it goes. There's so much mayhem, and there's so many secrets and lies and interesting little bits of spy culture. And this book, I really loved how the characters really developed, and you got to see more of like this rebellion like actually brewing in the capital, and just how much damage people that have been oppressed for so long can do, and especially when they're done, when they don't want to deal with it anymore. And it was just really incredible, and this book was just kind of like filled with tension and frustration and excitement and so much fighting and like taking down this government bit by bit. You get to see that things don't always turn out quite the way people had planned. There's always that like unexpected little twist, which really sets this book apart from a lot of the other Tamora Pierce books, because this one has a slightly different quirk in it than you would think. And I feel like this book kind of helps liven up the Tortellini universe, because you get to see a different land and a different government and different people. And so this one I gave a full 5 out of 5 stars, just because I love this book so much. So along with the Tricksters Duet, I'm going to include Tortell A Spice Guide in this review, because this deals with the same kind of things that were dealt with in these books. So this one is basically it's a spy's guide, so this is kind of like a how-to manual to be a spy for Tortell, and it also has a bunch of really cool letters and just kind of things associated with the Tortellini saga, like all of the Tortellini books that George, the Spy Master of Tortall, has kind of collected. So there's little bits of information. There's little bits of information about certain characters. So like this one for Dane from the Immortals series. There's letters from characters and like letters that were obtained through George's spy contacts, and there's notes from the royal cook about banquets and stuff that he's served, or the king and queen. There's information on how to be a spy, so there's bits and pieces from the workbook for a young spy. There's diplomat guides, there's guides to the structure of the Tortellini Spy Guild, and it's just a ton of really cool information, like side information that you wouldn't have gotten in any of the other books. So this is just extra information that kind of accumulates when you're a writer, I guess. So these are all kind of things that you know about your characters, but nobody else does. So this is really, really amazing. And I love that there's like an official timeline for the events of all of the Tortellini saga. I may have freaked out a little bit with like a whole fangirl reaction when I first started reading this, just because you really need to read this if you're a fan of Tamora Pierce, because this is just such a, like, it's a shock, but you need to read the first letter in this book at least, and you really should read everything else in this, because I'm not giving spoilers away. Anyway, this book gives so much extra depth to the series, it's ridiculous. There's little bits and pieces about characters that you never knew, or bits and pieces of their story that was kind of glossed over. It just brought out so much extra stuff for the Tortellini saga that just made my heart happy. I'm really glad that I got to read this month, and this was just really entertaining and enlightening, and it brings out motives for other characters, and there's all sorts of really cool little nuggets of information. And after reading this, I just kind of wanted to sit with George in his little room full of extra papers and notes and stuff and just see what kind of interesting nuggets of information he had on other characters. I really love this book, and I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Seriously, I would definitely recommend reading this one after you've read all of the other Tortellini books. So that was my long and rambly review for the Tricksters Duet as well as the Tortall Spy's Guide. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the notification button to get notifications when I post a new video. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, check out the links in the description below. Alrighty, bye guys!